It's the Melanin Queenz.
Wait, girl, who's that?
Here's your host, Maria Michelle Lee, and Miss Sister Queen, Kim Ann Wilson, breaking down the misconceptions of how women treat each other and highlighting their royal beauty.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Melanin Queenz.
Hello. Amazing to be here. Yes, we are the Melanin Queenz, and we are here to enjoy and to have great conversations with our Queen sisters. Happy episode 6. This is episode 6.
Yes, episode 6. Yeah. Time is flying by.
Wow. And I'm so excited because Kim, we have a guest with us today. And our beautiful queen, Munira Nwaakuso. Did I say that right?
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Yeah. This is great. So happy podcast day in our world. So we're excited about that. But let us go through a couple of things here. Did you know that on January 12th was Vision Board Day?
I know, right? But it makes sense because you see all those posts and events for vision boards and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it. Did you get yours done?
Did you get yours done, Munira?
No, not on that particular day, but I already have a vision board.
Nice.
It's like taking up a whole space in my room. So yeah.
Yes, that's amazing. That's what yes, exactly. Quickly, Kim, what is your vision? Real quick. Let's be honorable. Let's stay on the task here. It's January the 12th. The day after my anniversary, I'll have you know.
I know. That's awesome. Yes, that's amazing. And happy belated anniversary, Maria, on your. How long you guys been married now?
22 years, but
wow.
We've been together for 25 years.
Wow.
So nothing except for us.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's a milestone.
Aww. That's cute.
Yeah.
And my vision for 2019, it's pretty big. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't scare you, then it's not a vision really, right? It's not worth it. So for me, my vision is to have SaaS launched in 5 different cities in by the end of the year. That's my vision for 2019. So hit me up in January. Let me tell you what happened.
Yeah. Yes, and by this time next year, we would like to see SaaS in 10 cities. So let's see if we can multiply until we can cover as many cities as we possibly can.
Right? Exactly.
Big goals. What is your vision, Munira?
Self-love and accountability.
Self-love and yes, I love that.
Just loving myself to the point where I'm expecting much more of myself in terms of I have my monthly goals, I have my weekly goals, and I don't want to let the day just go away, even though it gets so busy at work. What am I doing in between calls? Am I reading or am I just chit-chatting with other people? So
being mindful. I think that's absolutely amazing because you'll be telling us more about your story and your project that we are so excited about. It's sick. It's crazy. So last week, if you had a chance to hear our podcast, it was about intention.
Yeah.
So loving the way you are so laser focused and you have intention. My vision is it's almost like the rise of the Phoenix, man. I'm so ready. My my feet are in the blocks, like for track and field, and I'm waiting for that gun to go off. I actually might disqualify myself if we're talking in the track world, because I'll probably go off before the gun goes off. I'm so excited for what God has in store for me. I mean, he is totally setting up the platform, and I am, as Bishop T. Bates would always say, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. I am getting ready for what 2019 has in store for me. My vision is so broad and expansive. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And you know, back to what we were talking about, intentions last episode, one of mine for 2019 was to basically love on me some more. So Munira, I totally get what you're saying.
Yes.
You know, loving you, because at the end of the day, once you accept who you are and you love yourself, right, you're able to bring 100% more out of you, right?
Yes.
So, you know, you got to start with the root, and you got to start with the foundation first, which is yourself. And you got to love.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times we're looking for things outside of ourselves. It's like we look for love, we look for validation, and it's like there's so much within that's just calling us, you know? So,
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, yes, so here we are on episode 6, and it's called Silencing the Unknown Fear. There's going to be good discussion going on here, everyone. I mean, like, fasten your seatbelts and get ready. We are on a system here, like, since from the first episode to this episode, I mean, like, we have just been flowing and growing the whole time. Wouldn't you say, Kim? Like, I learned something new every episode. We get deeper, and this is going to be good.
I agree, and I'm super excited to have Munira on, because like I said, she's an individual that I thought is a trailblazer in her own era and for her age group. I mean, it's true. It's not a lot of you know, people your age or women your age that are actually going out and challenging those fears, right, and stepping outside of their comfort zone in the first place, right? So I really had to give you props for that, and you know, have you on here to showcase what you're doing, right? And just
thank you.
And encourage you to carry on doing what you're doing, because you're doing phenomenal, like, hands down. Don't stop what you're doing, keep going forth, and you know, you'll reap the rewards later, right? It takes
thank you.
It takes time in the first onset, because you got to build that momentum, right? But you know, as you go, it will start to overtake you. You won't have enough time.
Yes.
Right?
It's just so important to be able to back you up, and so we have to become pillars for our sisters, you know what I mean? Like, it's like layering bamboo sticks. When you put bamboo sticks together, they are strong, right? And so we have to come together, and we encourage you, Munira, to do all the things it is that you strive to do and will become. And I just feel it's important to pour into you that way, because you know, sometimes it's hard to get support from our own people. Sometimes they think we're a little, you know, and I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for going out there, seeing the vision, you know, grabbing on hold of it, you know, staying quiet when people were always just talking, and you had your head down, butt up, and just went for it. So thank you so much for keeping on task and keeping on to keep on. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you.
So I'll go in and speak a little bit about Munira, because I know, you know, all we've been saying to all you queens out there, I'm sure you're wondering, who is this Munira girl? You guys keep talking about she's doing this and she's doing that and she's a trailblazer. I want to know more. So here you go. So Munira, she's actually born and raised in Montreal, Quebec, to Nigerian parents. She did her university studies in Edmonton and graduated with a bachelor degree in political science from the University of Alberta. After graduating, she actually decided to find a way to monetize her creativity, and so began her entrepreneurial journey, right? With her very own line of stainless steel bottles, beautifully designed with positive affirmation quotes, combining hydration and inspiration. Her mission in life and through her business is to encourage people to make their inner voice become their best ally.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love it. Shall I read her mission again? I love the mission. I need to read it again. So the mission is encouraging people to make their inner voice become their best ally. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it, Munira. So, Munira, that being said, so I know everyone knows that you've created your own line of stainless steel water bottles, right? Yes. Beautiful rose gold water bottles. And there it is for all on YouTube. It's, if you're listening to the podcast, you have to go check out our YouTube channel so you can actually see the bottle.
Yeah.
So, Munira, tell us a little bit about your journey from when you finished university to why and what motivated you to go in and, make your creativity, pay you back. Like, what was your vision on that and how did that work out for you?
Actually, I did 5 years of university. I started out in biological sciences and didn't like it, so I ended up in poli-sci. So then I had to catch up, so it was 4 more years onto my degree, a total of 5 years. So when I was done, I didn't even go to my graduation ceremony. Yes, I didn't go. I was drained, I felt tired, and I was so unmotivated. And I was working 2 jobs, and I wouldn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to mingle with nobody. I would just isolate myself, and I'm so grateful for that isolation. Although I thought that I was lonely, isolation allowed me to really pay attention to the little whispers within me. So then after that, I was like, okay, I gave myself a deadline. I feel like a lot of times we have visions, but we don't have a deadline. People don't allow themselves to, people always will tell me, oh, I feel like doing a business or creating something, but I don't know what exactly. And I feel like when you don't put a deadline, you don't really force yourself to look for those answers. And so I was like, okay, by January of 2018, I need to come up with something. And so I was like, what do I obsess on? And I've always obsessed on pretty bottles. Like, I can go to the dollar store and spend 30 minutes just deciding between colors. And I was like, okay, what can I do more than that? What's your why? And the why was like, okay, what's the intention? And how does that intention fit with your purpose? And my purpose in life is really to inspire, challenge, and defend people and causes that I believe in. I'm very vocal. Even when I was in university, there was a racist culture, and I told the university to take it down. They did. So I've always been a vocal person, and at the same time, I love inspiration. So I was like, I would love to combine it all. So why not put positive affirmation on quotes? And in terms of challenging ourselves first. And by loving ourselves, we get to challenge other people's perceptions of yourself. And so, that's how it came.
Wow.
Amazing. Wow.
Thank you.
Like, you're not only a designer of these amazing water bottles, but you are a force to be reckoned with. You are a person that desires change so badly that, some people desire change and they don't do anything about it, but they just, gripe and complain about it. But you actually make action about that. And I respect you so much for that because, just even when you're talking about university, because, something ain't right. I don't want to be like, you're not going to look at me sideways. I'm going to make sure, I was the one, not that you're looking for recognition because you just did something because it was right instead of talking about it. You know what I mean? So that's amazing.
No, I love it. It's fantastic because there's not a lot of you around.
Right.
There's not a lot of people like myself, like Maria, like yourself, Munira, that's in society. A lot of people would rather go with the status quo. They rather go with the grain and what everybody else is doing, right? So even though something does not look right, guess what? Nobody else is saying anything, so let me keep my mouth shut, right?
Yes.
And
exactly.
so, and it's showing disjustice to whoever else is around us, right? Yeah. And there's a saying that says, do the right thing even though nobody else is doing it, right? It's still right at that moment in time. It's still right. So if you want to take up that bandwagon to say, you know what, I'm going to stand up for what I believe in, then you're showing more to your character than anything.
It was such a scary thing. Like the whole sculpture situation, like I feel like people don't understand how it broke me. It took me a year and a half to recover. And it was one of the reasons why I kind of like disappeared, because I felt like it was me against the university, but the people that I was fighting for did not see the vision and did not want to be uncomfortable. So they did not want to fight back and to have the university staff see me and be like, okay, but no one has ever spoken about it. Why is it so wrong?
So I'm just going to interrupt you here. I'm seeing a story. So
yes,
kind of like 40 days and 40 nights. Yes, what's something that should have taken a short period of time. You have the people that want something done behind you, but yet don't want to get their hands dirty for it, right? No. And it takes all but one, where Moses was kind of like, damn, like these people, you know what I mean? And it was like, you got in there and just like, you want something done, but you want me to fight. And then after I fight for you, you want to jump in and get all the accolades. It doesn't work this way.
Yes.
You have to get uncomfortable to get ahead. Does that make sense? Like,
yes.
I'm going to go there, Kim. Dr. Miles Monroe says, you must be so discontent with your level of comfort that you can't even stand the sight of yourself. That's how much change you want. And so with whatever happened at the university, you were so discontent that you couldn't sit still and let that just be. Well, nobody else had a problem with it. Well, I have a problem with it. I am giving you money every year. I am putting myself in debt. And I have to come here for 5 years. I am not looking at, what was it, a sculpture?
Yeah, it was a sculpture.
I am not looking at that sculpture. You are getting my borrowed money for 5 years. And you want me to look at that sculpture? No, we have a problem.
Yeah, and it goes, and like she said, Munira said, she went into that time of quietness afterwards, right?
Yeah.
And I find oftentimes once we've gone over and above and we've done something, we've given so much of ourselves.
Yeah.
You need to take that time to just recoup, right?
Yes.
To get back into you being you. So Munira, I wanted to ask you on this because I know it's pretty big in your campaign and in your mission, is that inner voice, right?
Yes.
So in that quiet place, like how would you tell another queen to tap into that inner voice, and what is she listening for?
Be truthful, right? I feel like journaling helped me. All those scattered thoughts that I can't understand where they're coming from, write them down, acknowledge them, give them their space, figure out where they come from. So me writing down, when I write in my journal, it's me versus me. I'm truthful. I hold myself accountable. I don't lie. If something made me feel uncomfortable, I write it down and I explore it. Why? Why do I get mad in this situation? Why do I always react in this situation? What's the pattern behind that? What makes me feel so like passionate, and what makes me feel a bit disconnected? So just keep quiet. Take the time to just be alone. Pay attention when you're walking down and you're traveling alone. What are those thoughts that you're thinking? Why do you feel paranoid? Why do you feel like people are looking at you? Why do you feel subconscious? Where are those insecurities from? Why? Face yourself, face your feelings, and write them down. A lot of people don't want to write their feelings down, but write them down. See it on paper, inked, not pencil with pen.
Wow, that hit a good one. Kim and I have our strong points on what we do to service others. And one of the things that I specialize in is mirror work. So when we're talking about silencing the unknown fear, you're saying writing it down, and I say look in the mirror and call it out. Call it out. Like both ways of doing it is both very therapeutic and helpful. And just like how you say, many people don't want to get in the gutter, is like what I call it, to get in the gutter and draw it out from ourselves and write it down, read it out loud, and move away from it, or get in front of that mirror and call out what is holding you captive, and get away from it. It's just so wow.
Yeah, like people know about the wound, but they don't want to take the time to figure out exactly what part of themselves is bleeding.
Wow, that's true. That's true. Maria's ready.
No, Kim, go ahead.
So, Munira, it's true, right? But it takes a strong individual to be able to tackle those thoughts, right? It takes someone who's aware of themselves to say, okay, why am I thinking this? Okay, how can I shape this into becoming the person I need to be? How can I take this out of me? And what can I replace it with, right? So that shows testament to the fact that that you have to really encourage yourself, right? You have to be the one to feed into yourself. They always say, what are you listening to? What are you watching, right? Who are you, who do you spend the most time with, right? All of that influences who you become, influences your thoughts, right? Your thoughts then becomes what you say. Your words then turn into action. Actions turn into habits, right? So all of that goes into the decisions you make, right? So you are so spot on that. So that being said, what in that state of being, isolated or feeling isolated and being in that quiet place, after writing down all the thoughts you're having and challenging this, what then do you do to pick yourself up? To say, you know what, okay, enough is enough. I need to motivate myself in doing what I need to do. Like, what do you do to then cross that hurdle?
It will be daily practice of, okay, I have my purpose. What am I going to do and practice today that aligns with that purpose of mine? So I have that, I give myself a deadline. Okay, what does your idea look like? How do you concretize it? Little sketches. I would work during my break, I'll just draw sketches. People always saw me with books, ask me if I was in school. I would watch YouTube videos to motivate myself, find out what people were doing, and realize that a lot of people would tell themselves positive affirmations during their day, and I was like, that's odd. At first I found that odd. I was like, I don't think it works. And the thing is that it might not feel authentic at first, but once you practice it day in and day out, it becomes automatic, it becomes subconscious, and you feel it. You feel it so much, it becomes a presence within itself. And so I was like, it will be amazing for people to carry positive affirmations on bottles. They take it everywhere. And I was like, perhaps nobody takes the time to really look at a bottle and examine it, but one glance, 2 glances, 3 glances, 4 glances, multiple glances at that bottle throughout that day kind of practices their subconscious mind to kind of feel better about themselves. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Affirmations, manifestations. To think that it's going to be on the very thing. Like, for example, if you're listening, you got to watch on the YouTube channel. But I am a Wonder Woman fan. Like, I remember having the snowsuit. I had the birthday cakes. I had everything. And, but I always see myself as this, like, Black Wonder Woman queen, fist up. And because I see myself that way. It's not, my best friend would say, "Oh, Maria, you think you're Wonder Woman." And I said, "I don't think I'm Wonder Woman." I always told him, I am Wonder Woman. I look in the mirror, I am Wonder Woman. All that it's meant for and all that it's encompassed. And so for you to have these beautiful words on the water bottle, yes, because I look at the brand, the logo every day. So of course I would see those words looking at me and reading them and, maybe whispering them if I'm out somewhere public so that that's right in. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, what I do, like I set alarms on my phone. Like I set reminders on my phone. So I have two right now. One that goes off at 12:12 and one that goes off at 4:14. And both of them are just affirmations. So when that alarm goes off, it comes up on my phone and I just say it 3 times. I say it 3 times, and dismiss it, and that's every single day. So one at 12:12, one at 4:14. So that's me, and that's how I get in my, my daily affirmations. There's some days, obviously, where I'm like, I'm not feeling like that right now, right? But I still click it and I just say it. And as you keep saying it, is the more you start to feel yourself get uplifted, right? And you start to, your spirit starts to get lifted and your mood starts to change. So I'm a huge believer in affirmations. I know Maria is as well. And, that's partly why we had you on here too, Munira, because, you're encompassing that into, a water bottle. Like, it's not, I know it's, when you said quotes and you're like, oh, I don't think it would work, but here you are, describing it on water bottles, right? To help another queen as she goes through her day, and as she's feeling down or discouraged or somebody said something, she's been too hard on herself, she look at the bottle and she's hearing her inner voice tell her something really beautiful and sweet about herself, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just have to say, are there ones gonna come out for our kings too?
Yes, everyone is asking. Like, the designs are not the issue. Trust me, I have so many designs. And if anyone knows me, like, I'm just like, I do things outside of the box. I'm the one person, like, I don't think we should do that. I want to shake up this industry, and I need to, and I will. God willing, I will. I have so many, like these bottles are gonna be challenges. They're gonna challenge perspectives on different people, and they're gonna speak to so many people. So I can't wait. It's a whole movement behind this brand. So
that's
awesome.
Awesome. The only reason why I ask is because my friend that I was talking about, where he says, "You think you're Wonder Woman?" I'm like, "Oh no, honey child, I am Wonder Woman." And the reason why I asked about our kings is because this special friend, I won't name his name because he'll probably message me like, "Oh my God, Maria, why did you say that?" But he said, one day we were just talking, and I said, HJ, that's all. HJ, how come, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? And he's like, "Oh, I don't know," right? And I'm just like, "What do you mean?" Right? Like, what is it that you see? And he's like, "Just me." And I said, "No, you don't." I said, "I want you to look in the mirror, and I want you to put your hands by your hips and just say," well, I did say this. I just said, because I had to get to a man's level. You know how they can be kind of, right? And I said, "You got to look in the mirror and say, damn, I'm effing Superman. That's what I said. And he's like, oh my gosh, Maria, I love you. You know? But it's just like if you do call it in who you are, how you feel, those affirmations, please holler back at us. But when I said that to HJ, which is his middle name, but I just think, like, how many more men just, you know, fix their beard, you know, shine their bald head, or, you know, fix up and then out the door. You know, so for them to have something masculine or to represent, you know, you strong king that you are, person that takes care of your family, whatever it is, I think they need it too.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, talking about your bottles, Munira. So walk us through, because you said you wanted to hit the ground running come January 2018, right? So walk us through on what's happened. We're in January 2019 now. So what have you done in that past year? I know you hit a huge milestone, January 1st? You know, so walk us through that and tell us what you did and tell us what you did.
Okay, so my milestone was like 2 days before my birthday. So on October 23rd, my birthday was on the 25th, and I received the samples, and I was like, it became I think receiving the samples changed my life. I was like, I will never belittle myself ever in my life. I'm an accomplisher. I had a vision and I made it come to life. There's nothing anyone can tell me. And the thing with purpose is that purpose is gonna make you feel uncomfortable. That's the scary part. It's not always comfortable. It's big, it's scary, and it's gonna make you feel uncomfortable. It's gonna make you knock on people's doors. So my milestone was receiving the samples. After that, the lunch. I was like, someone told me, why do you want to wear such a dress? It's not like a whole thing. I made my vision come to life. This is a celebration, okay?
That was a beautiful dress, by the way, Maria.
Thank you.
Wore this red, like not a cocktail dress, but like a dress you wear to, like, I don't know, like to a ball. Yeah,
like a reception.
Yes, it was so beautiful. But I said, you know, rightly so. You did something, and you're standing up and saying, you know what, this is me, this is what I've created. Why would you go up there in jeans?
Why would I? You know, it's
nothing less at all, my dear. Your reward. Right? We should have hooked up earlier and sent you a crown.
Right? Honestly, that's where I met. No, that's not where I met her. I met you at an event that I wasn't gonna attend. It was just last minute. I was like, oh, let me just go to this event anyway. I went and I met this beautiful girl, and we connected when we were leaving, actually.
Yes.
Just leaving, connected, and she's like, oh, I just did my photo shoot. I'm like, no wonder you were looking so good. Like, makeup on point. But anyway, I cut you off, my dear. Carry on.
Yeah, so then after that, it was crowdfunding. So crowdfunding was such a humbling experience. At first, I was scared. I was like, oh my God, these are rose gold bottles. I don't think guys would want to support it because they'll be like, oh my God, these are rose gold. But the amount, when people want to support you, there's no excuse. Mm-hmm. When people want to support you, there's no excuse. It doesn't matter if it's pink, whatever color. They have sisters, they have aunties, they have girlfriends, they have wives. So they bought it, and I was so happy. And I thank you, honestly, the Melanin Queenz, for contributing to my campaign. It means so much, and it's so amazing to see people that have a platform and that actually walk their talk, you know. So there's one thing about talking about Black issues, but backing up Black businesses with your money is like so big, you know. So thank you so much, Maria. Thank you, Kim, for contributing to my campaign. So then I raised $6,000, and the ATB booster campaign manager was like, we want to know how you did it. We want to know how you did it.
I love
And there's been so many successful campaigns and people that hit 22,000 and even more. But the thing is that when I told him how I did it, in terms of I read each blog on that ATB booster, I studied each successful campaign that came before me. So when he asked me, how did you did it? In my heart, I said I deserved it because I put in the work, I put in the research, I put in the grind, you know? So that's my milestone. So right now, we're just waiting to get the funds. So we're collecting everyone's funds right now. And then we're gonna start production. And yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. And actually, I'm just dropping this, but so on February 7th, Adeze has her exposed YAG showcase.
Yes.
So unfortunately, I won't be able to showcase, people won't be able to buy my bottles on hand that day. So I thought about having some merch for Lacollectiondira. And so they're actually hoodies. So the hoodies will have the back of the logo, my logo on the back of the shirt, and then Black CEO
nice
at the front. So
I'm putting up my hand. Can I order now? Can I order?
Yes. So that could be a giveaway for your YouTubers.
So yeah, your hoodies, I think that would be so awesome as a giveaway for our followers, for the contest. So thank you for that. But I still want to support because I want to be our next podcast or the ones coming down the road. I would like to be wearing one of your hoodies and holding your water bottle. Hey, Kim?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
No, that's fantastic. Yeah, thanks for sharing with us, Munira, on your journey so far. It's fantastic to see that, you know what, you still went ahead with what you had planned and, you came through successful, right? So, being that this is talking about silencing unknown fears, what was some of the fears you had going into this? How did you overcome them?
I was scared that people weren't going to support me. I was scared that people weren't going to come to my lunch because I've isolated myself so much, and I was like, oh my God, who's gonna want to come when I haven't been speaking to people for a long time? And I was scared to regret. The thing is that I'm still scared, and the thing is that I just keep going even though I'm scared. My biggest fear is regret. It's someone coming up with the same idea as mine, and the only difference is that person believed in themselves more and had more confidence. And I was like, no, I'm gonna regret it my whole life, and I'm not doing that. So it's been humbling. It's opened up so many doors. So many connections have been built just by me stepping myself out into my truth and my purpose. So it's amazing. Yeah.
No, it is. And, I think if any fear we should have in life is that one fear, like you said, the fear of regret.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think having that one fear will propel us into doing unspeakable things. It will propel us into doing ridiculous things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, having no action is actually more damaging to yourself than actually going out and do it in the first place.
Yes.
Right? So I think that's a great fear to have, if any at all.
Yes.
And it was once said by Bishop T.D. Jakes, I would hate to die and know that I didn't accomplish the things that I was called to accomplish. You know what I mean? Because you have this thing inside of you. And, you know, this water bottle, the affirmation, it was in conception while you were a thought. So you need to know that. And the only reason why it's showing up now, or it's come with so much drive, so much driven, and so driven and so passionately, is because it now is the time for it to be launched. Everything you did before that was all preparatory for what was coming. So this where you are at right now and where you're going, it's a part of your very cell, your bloodline, your lymph nodes, your skin, the smallest cell in your skin. You know, like it was birthed in you. And it couldn't come alive until you were birthed on this earth. You are here on this place to do exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So yes, other people could have came up with the same idea, Munira, but I'm telling you, it would be delivered completely different. And I say to him all the time, people can come up with similar ideas, but look out for those that it's been birthed right to. This journey right here that you're on, it's your birthright. It is well within your soul. It would have never come alive if you weren't alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and my second fear was dying and having a ghost by my side. And by ghost, I mean the stranger that your inner voice becomes, because your inner voice is supposed to be your lifetime companion.
Yeah.
And if you're not listening to that voice guiding you, you don't want to love that person inside of you. It's kind of like the alchemist. It dies down, it keeps quiet, and then it disappears because you're not paying attention to those signs. And that inner voice just becomes a ghost, a person that you never got to meet or to love or to explore. That was within you, but you just decided not to.
And that ghost will look at you and say, you know, here we are.
Yeah.
I am supposed to rise up with you, and here I am going down. Now I have to suffer and go down in the grave with you. Like, wow. Yeah.
That's powerful, and I hope all you queens hear that and accept it and take it to heart. Right? Every single one of us is born and birthed with a birthright, with something that's given to us to serve and to share with others around us. And if you hold that against society, then you're doing a disjustice to yourself and to us, right? And like Munira said, you're going to take it to the grave with you, right? And that should be a wake-up call for you, queen. Whoever you're listening right now, that should be a wake-up call for you. What is your gifting and your own talents? You need to hone it, you need to seek it out, and you need to develop it so that you can serve others with it. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a disservice, Kim. It is a disservice, and it is selfish for you to keep your gift all to yourself. And your gift, it was never meant to purpose you. Your gift is meant to be of service to someone else. You have something special birthed inside of you, and you won't share it. That's scary.
Selfish. Selfish.
Torment. Serious. That is like serious torment sitting inside of you, right? We all have a ministry. We all have a purpose. We all have a gift. The Word of God says, your gift shall make room for you. You know what I mean? It's going to make room for you. So share it. Yeah.
And, you know, it's one thing if, you know, as a woman, you're listening, or man, you know, whatever, you're listening and you're like, but I don't even know what my gifting is. I don't even know what I'm good at. That's okay. You know, the fact that you're now being woken to this point that you need to identify, you need to seek out what your own gifting is. That's the first step. That's step number one. So I have to applaud you. Now it's time for you to sit down, go in that quiet place, isolate yourself, and seek out the truth. Seek to know what you can offer this generation, this era, because you're here for such a time. You're here for a period of time. The time we're here is just a fleeting moment. Right? So seek out what it is that was given to you to share in this particular moment, right? You need to isolate yourself, get off social media, get off of the events and going out and stuff like that, and just be quiet and listen to that inner voice. And it's the point of which you realize that, you know what, this one thing that I always feel fulfilled doing, you know what, maybe this is something that I need to explore and go a little bit deeper into. Because if you're feeling fulfillment in this one thing and somebody else isn't, then kind of that's like a good green flag, right? I say green flag because green means go, right?
Yeah.
So that's a green flag to say, this is something I need to explore because maybe this is what is aligned with my purpose and my mission here.
Yeah, it is true. And I'm just going to do a quick quote from Steve Harvey. When Steve Harvey says, you want to know what your gift is? Your gift is the thing that you can do in your sleep. And all you need to do is learn how to deliver it, learn how to let it be a blessing from someone else, and monetize on it. I mean, like there's a problem out there, and you have the solution. Then let's go, baby. Like, what are you thinking about holding back? Simple as he had a barber, and that barber, that haircut would only cost $10. And then as he climbed up, that haircut now multiplied to a $1,500 haircut, because he wasn't even cutting just Steve Harvey's hair. He was cutting the rest of the kings of comedy, barbering them, if that's a thing, taking care of their fades and haircuts and all that stuff. And then when Steve Harvey decided to cut off his hair and go bald, right? Steve Harvey gave him a severance package. And with that severance package, he didn't sit around and waste it. He poured into his gift. So what he did was he had 2 barbering schools and 4 hair salons. Because what was his gift?
Cutting hair.
Cutting hair.
Wow.
It's crazy. So don't belittle what you have. I think that's the takeaway from this. Don't belittle. You just said it, Munira, earlier that, one of your fear was, who's going to support me? It's just water bottles, right? Don't belittle what you have, because at the end of the day, it was given to you. You see, you don't see me doing a water bottle inspirational hydration thing. You don't see Maria doing it because it wasn't given to us. That was not our vision, right? And the dreams that you're given is unique to you. Because only you can bring it to fruition. Only you can bring that dream into reality, right? My dreams are completely different from Maria's dream, right? And I think each queen needs to realize that the dreams that you have, it's not to torture you. It's not. I know some of us may think, oh my gosh, my dream is so big, this will never happen. It's not to torture you. It's a vision. It is saying, this is what you are called here to do. I'm giving this to you while you're sleeping. Or while you're daydreaming, but this is what I want you to achieve, is this big, huge thing, but I need you to be quiet. I need you to listen to the inner voice on how we can go about making it a reality, right? So, yeah.
You did it. You took that, what was in your mind, and then you actually brought it out in front, and you can touch it, you can look at it, you can drop it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, it's an actual thing that you're holding. Like, man, I'd be like beside myself, right? When you're actually doing it, I'd be like, oh my God, but I mean, God bless you for staying reverent. How about that? God bless you for staying reverent and focused and driven.
Yeah, and we want to say, you're welcome too. You said about supporting you and your campaign. We're big on this as the Melanin Queens. We're about support. We're about upliftment and encouragement. So if we do see a queen that's like, hey, the Melanin Queens, I need your support on this particular thing. If we are able to, we are more than willing to help out in any way, shape we can. Because how can we sit on this platform and say we're about upliftment and encouragement? You reach out your hand and we say no, right? Hey, that does not make sense. How does those two align, right? So, you're more than welcome. We're super happy and proud of you. So we were happy to, contribute to your campaign, and to see that it's a huge success is even more testament to, Queens coming together and supporting each other, collaborating, partnering up, right? So I'm excited to see what the future holds for you and for us individually as queens, right? You're going out, you're creating your queendom, Kim, myself, I'm doing that. Maria, you're doing that too, right? And as long as we link arm in arm, we can go so much farther than if we're trying to do it by ourselves.
Collaboration is the key among smart business women, not competition.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So, Munira, we want you to just quickly wrap up and tell us where we can find you. Anything that's coming up in the woodwork within the next couple of months that you want, people to hear, please go share.
Sounds good. So, to learn more about my campaign and the whole video inspiration behind it, you can go on www.atbbooster.ca, and when you scroll down on the successful campaigns, you'll be able to see Lacollectiondira. And as for social media, on IG, so Instagram at Lacollectiondira. So basically, people are having a hard time pronouncing the name, but basically it's La, so L-A, collection, and then Dira, D-I-R-A. And then you can also find me on Facebook, so Lacollectiondira. And as for my personal page, at Lacollectiondira, LaluneDira.
Thank you. And we'll also have the links in the notes underneath as well. So you don't have to write down what she just said. I'll link it to her pages and everything. So you can just click and follow. Done. Easy peasy. So that being said, I'm super, super stoked that our podcast is out on Mr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That's amazing. That's amazing. So just want to honor him on his day. And also my birthday is on the 23rd. So woo, 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 woo. My birthday is coming up, so I'm excited for that. And
do you have plans, Kim? Do you have plans for your birthday?
Me personally, no, but I know my hubby's doing something, and he's being very secretive about it. So I just have to sit and wait. It's killing me. And I know on January 29th, we have something amazing happening in Barrie, Ontario. Maria, please, details.
Well, in Barrie, Ontario, on January the 29th in the evening at 7 p.m., I have had the pleasure to host an event called the Night of Empowerment for Women. So I will be able to lead and share empowerment with women. We're going to have a healthy discussion and to uplift and encourage and help you soar in your 2019. So I'm really excited about that.
That's amazing. So where can we get details on that, Maria? Is it on Eventbrite or?
Yeah, so it is on social media. So it is, if you go to my Facebook page, my business Facebook page, Inspired by Maria Michelle Lee, you will see the details on my wall there. I will put it on our The Melanin Queenz Facebook page, as well as it is on my Instagram page at Maria Michelle Lee. So you'll see the poster there.
Awesome. And we'll also link it in the bottom of this video, the video too. So if you're on our audio platform, check out the video version and you'll see all the links in here. So you can follow us that way. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 6 of Silencing Unknown Fear with our beautiful guest, Munira Nwaakuso.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
No, thank you for being on. You've been...
The energy, like, you two beautiful ladies have such a positive vibe. Like, it's so contagious, Thank you so much.
That's what we're about. That's what we're about, girl. And as long as we can share it with the queens out there, we know everyone's gonna go out and kill it, right? So that's what we're about. And so once again, you can find us on YouTube at The Melanin Queenz. We're on all your podcast platforms as well, audio version. We're on Instagram, Facebook as The Melanin Queenz. And if you want to send us an email, ask us any question or of sorts, it's themelaninqueenz@gmail.com. So please, guys, reach out, like our video, share it. If you find any value in it, please leave a comment. Like, I can't stress it enough. Just
Yeah.
let us know if you found value in it, and we'll holler at you at some point too. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much. And as we always do and get ready to close, just remember that inner voice that's inside, if it's not there to propel you, to grow you, to stretch you, squash it. You are so much more than a negative comment.
Kill the bug. That's a bug. Right? Kill the bug.
Starve that enemy. Starve the enemy. Don't feed the enemy any more of what you are and what you got. Yeah.
Amen to that. Okay. Bye, guys.